What's up, everyone? Welcome back to a very special episode of Horror with Nads. I am your host of the channel, Nadia, and please do me a favor before we get into it. If you are in the chat, hit that like button, share out the stream. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and helping me hit that 1K goal. We are so very close to it. Now, before I bring the panel out in, I've got a little speech. So here we go. So the wait is over. What began on July 15th, 2016, a quiet town, a missing boy, a girl with unimaginable powers has led us here. Stranger Things season 5 trailer dropped yesterday, and with that, we have the final showdown that's been years in the making. 11, the gang, the upside down, through every twist, every loss, every battle. We've stood on the edge with them. R.I.P. Bob and R.I.P. Barb. Now, but this time, it's not just a fight, it's the end game. So the fate of Hawkins will be decided. The date is November 27th. It's the final chapter. So let's bring everybody in. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday to you all.
In Bob we trust.
In Bob we trust.
What's the date of the release again? Is it November?
We're November 27th. It's split. It's gonna be split. It's gonna be interesting.
November 27th is the day that we get justice for Bob.
yes, justice for Bob. I see people in the chat. I want to get through a couple of them, but before we do that, how is everybody doing? Nobody peeked, right? Nobody snuck a photo.
Nope. None.
Nope. I was very well behaved.
Everybody was
I kept myself very much occupied with everything else Netflix released trailers for.
Okay, all right.
Nadia, you should. Now that we're done here, you should go check out the Guillermo del Toro Frankenstein trailer.
I am. That is something I didn't want. So I stayed off the internet yesterday as best as I could. I didn't even pull up Netflix. I didn't want to see anything. I wanted to be as surprised as everybody else. I do have some new stuff bookmarked that we'll go through, but we're gonna get into it. Blue, Toxic, Toonie, how are you guys?
Good.
Okay.
Excited?
Good to see Toonie again after so very long.
Yes, it has been a long journey, and no one's coming out without scars. Yeah. No, nice to see you again. It's been a while.
Yeah, almost 6 hours.
Well,
at least, I think, right?
So yeah, it was maybe like eight or 9 hours at this point, but yeah, who's counting?
Apparently.
Now, Toonie has never seen past where we are in the rewatch. However, he has given us the okay that spoilers are okay. He's not gonna ditch on us. Yeah. An update also on the rewatch. We won't be back this coming Friday, but we will be back next Friday. And due to the date of the release for season 5, we're going to be moving to 1 episode a stream. So that should be fun. We'll be able to go a little bit more deeper into each of the episodes instead of trying to stay within time of it. So let me pull up the chat. Ryan, do you think any main characters will die this season? I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
That someone's dying. It's not a matter of if, it's who, and we will definitely have. There will be a pool on this.
I think we should start a pool. We definitely should start a pool. That's a good idea. I did see, and I don't know if I bookmarked it. There were announcements of actual new characters that are. Yeah, no, I did. Perfect, because I'm smart. Kind of. All right, let me pull that up too to have that ready to go. Okay. Lunar, what's up, my friend? Hello there, Sketch. Let's fucking go. Lives in Dev's wall specifically. What's up? Nice to see ya. Sassy, hey guys, happy Pride Month. It is June 1st. That's right. Peepers, what's going on, Nasty Nads? Nasty as ever, you know that. Toxic saying hi to the chat. And then I saw this. That's my background screen. Welcome to Hawkins. That's nice. Awesome, Nose Nation. Thank you so much. I'd love to give you credit for it. Is Max going to be alive? Ooh.
Going to be alive or stay alive?
Maybe.
She was alive at the end of last season.
No,
debatably.
It's
maybe
debatable.
You know what? That'll be one of the pool questions. We'll kind of like corral off Max from the is someone going to die this, and we'll make it, is Max specifically going to survive or live?
I don't.
That'll be a new question.
She was alive. I felt it.
She my side of it is that
All
after
right.
it happened, I don't think she is. Liv's sketch face reveal. So sketch
Smile. I got my homies.
sketch face reveal suck. Thank you guys for the $2 super chats. You guys are awesome. Oh yeah, there is a super chat goal. If I hit it, I'll do more Stranger Things jokes at the end of the. Yeah, we're going back to that. We're going back.
Oh no,
Why'd
bro.
you have
I just remembered there was something I need to do at the end of the stream. I just remembered.
Too bad you're all stuck here. For that $2 super chat, let me play Toxic's favorite clip.
Afternoon, ladies.
Afternoon, Billy.
Dig the new suit, Mrs. Wheeler.
Thank you.
But
Bro, come on, man.
sketch. Let's do this one.
It's basically an intergalactic invasion into this space through people. I'm telling you, it's what we're dealing with. I'll just say it, make fun of me all you want, but everyone already innately knows this. Our Janet is a goddamn demon.
We have not seen the trailer. That's
What we're here for.
It's part of the show is going to be initial reactions, watching it live. We do it live.
Now, do you guys want for me to play it continuously and then we'll talk about it? Do you want
Are we
me
allowed
pause
to
it?
do that? Are we
Yeah.
allowed to do that?
I'm probably going to be copyright hit, but I mean, it's fine.
There's a difference between a claim and a strike. That's the thing. Is that going to get a strike
Yeah.
on the channel?
Well, I'm less worried about that.
No, that's
than
not a strike. It's not a strike. It's it'll be a copyright claim, and then I dispute it, and then they'll release it because I'm like, it's a fucking trailer, guys. So
I'm less worried about that and then them shutting down the stream because of it or whatever.
I guess
no.
In the name of
I can
science,
stop it.
try
I
it.
can stop it. I can stop it. We can
one of
watch
the
a little
first-
bit.
One of the first lessons me and Blue Loon learned when we did John Wick with Dark Hour was he had a very generic, like really short fight clip, and he put it on, and we got shut. We were live, and we got shut down. So, I mean, they're so fickle. I mean, I don't know.
Is John Wick Warner Brothers?
No, it's Lionsgate, I think.
Is
Yeah,
it
they're
Lionsgate?
Lionsgate.
'Cause Warner Brothers is the worst.
Yeah,
That's the
well.
worst one. Out of all of
Netflix,
them. All right, well,
Netflix also tends to be very. They're also
Yeah.
very
they haven't hit
aggressive.
me since.
If you're asking for my vote, I would say play it and then stop it at key moments, and then we can
Okay.
run our mouths and protect ourselves at the same time because it's win-win either way, right?
Yeah. But before, I want to do a dive into the news of the dates first and a couple of things, and then we'll get to the trailer. So we are going to be watching the trailers too. So let me get the news up. I bookmarked a ton of stuff. So let's go. Here we go. Is it this one? Nope. 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 Jesus. Is it? Yeah, no, it's this one. Okay. That might be a little small for everybody. I'll try to. There we go. So this is what the dates are for season 5. November 26th is going to be volume 1. It's split into 3 volumes, folks. November 2nd will be Christmas. It'll be December 25th. And volume 3 will be December 31st. However, it's also broken a little bit further. Volume 1 will be 4 episodes. Volume 2 will be 3 episodes. And Volume 3 will be the finale episode of the series.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
At least they're not trying to milk it.
That's true. But it's an interesting timeline to dump this all out on, too.
I didn't realize there was this much of a gap between the first and second volumes. I thought it was going to be like 2 weeks tops. Because this is basically like the same model that they did with Arcane, but that one was like a consistent like every other week.
Yeah, because I'm pulling up it'll be almost a month in between the first and second volume, which I mean gives us time since we'll have 4 weeks to discuss these episodes, because I don't know what the length yet is on these episodes. I don't know if that's been released, but it'll be interesting to see time run as well. Because what if the 4 episodes are each hour and a half long?
Odds on them just being 2 hours. Odds on them just committing.
Yeah. Well, no, the finale episode, I wouldn't be surprised if that was 2 hours or more.
Oh, yeah. They can't resist. They won't.
What are your bets that 11 dies in this next season? Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna star that. We'll come back to that one. Everybody who's dropping questions in the chat, I appreciate everybody. Keep dropping them in. I'll star them, and we'll get to answers on them once we get to the trailer of it. But this is wild. This is wild. This amount of time frame between it, especially since Volume 1 and Volume 2 have the most episodes, and there's that biggest time gap. There's only a week between Volume 2 and 3, and the fact that there's going to be people going in and seeing holiday movies or spending time with family. So this is going to be a weird thing. So, what do you? Any thoughts? What's up, Brandon? How's it going? I saw you in the Fangoria town hall, my friend. All right, no reactions. I get it.
I have the only other thing I have to think about this is like, I know it's not the same, but it's still, every time I see this particular like breakdown of a season into like different bombs, it gives me the same energy as like when the final season of Attack on Titan came out and they split up the final season like 3 different times in 2 different movies. Like, guys, stop calling it the final season. It's not the final season. No, you've done this 3 times. Stop.
Well, I mean, this is. I mean, there's no way they can milk these kids even further.
Can they? Is it not going to be like the second final season? Nothing like that.
The final season finally happening for real this time. Finally.
But there's remember the news we had a couple weeks back though that they were spin off into an animation, which actually makes sense. Have we watched the trailer yet?
That.
Nope, not yet.
I'm fine with an animation spin-off. I wish they would have successfully done that with Buffy. I think that could have been pretty dope.
I hate that they continued that in a comic. I won't get us on a tangent of Buffy, but there you go.
I saw Josh's pickup of a bunch of Buffy and Angel comics at the Dallas event that they're at. They look pretty good. The cover art at least looked really good. But
no, it's the comics are really good actually.
Yeah, it makes sense with an animation spinoff if they're going to do voice acting with these kids getting this older. If they're going to continue the 11 storyline, or are they going to take what they scrapped for that spinoff and then make it into the animation?
Who knows?
We'll find out later.
So other news with it is there are 4 new cast members announced. Nell Fisher as Holly Wheeler, Jack Conley as Derek Turnbow, Alex, I'm not even going to Briox as Lieutenant Akers, and Linda Hamilton as Dr. K.
Oh, wow. Linda. Pulling Linda out of the mothballs again. Yeah. That was really, really good for Terminator Dark Fate. Thank God they pulled her out for that because she wasn't willing to do anything for money. So she wound up waiting for the really quality material.
I mean, Terminator. To be fair, this is a show set in the 80s. And when you think 80s iconography, like...
yeah.
Why are they changing Holly Wheeler? It could be... I don't know. They do this all the time. I mean, they did it with Ant-Man, especially. They put a bigger name in the role of his kid too. So I don't know why they would change it around, but here we are. Could be that maybe contract negotiations didn't work. The other actor just didn't want to do it, or it just didn't fit the role. But yeah,
I don't recognize it. Usually they do it because somebody's a bigger name, but I don't recognize any of those names at all.
Hopefully these people. Hopefully the original actors didn't get told that they were getting replaced on social media rather than face to face, because apparently that's the thing that happens with some actors.
Nell Fisher's not that big. She was in Evil Dead Rises, so that's probably the biggest role I've seen her in. Jack Conley. Jack Conley. No, that he's only been in one thing. He's a young kid. He's really young, actually. And then Alex. Oh, he's been in quite a few things. Depraved, Waco, the Aftermath, Foxhole. So it looks like not well known, but known enough. Okay.
Well, I mean, I already know who I'm going to put on my Deadpool. Whichever one of these characters comes across as the most likable and the people the audience like the most, that's who they're killing off.
Guys, did you know everyone said Millie Brown, aka Livingston, died 2 days ago? What?
I didn't hear that.
Nope.
Did people still do stuff like that? That's so weird. I mean, that was a big thing when I went to Iraq in 2003 for the first time, and they were telling, and that they actually make fun of this in a Iraq TV show, and that was like, is J-Lo dead? We heard J-Lo got killed. You know, it's like nowadays it's too easy to look up. So I don't know why they would do that.
Grok, is this true?
Now, I have the official synopsis, and then I have the first plot synopsis. Do we want those now, or do we want to watch the trailer first?
Trailer
I
first.
kind of like to watch the trailer first without having any kind of, because I've been good this far. I'd like to kind of be rewarded with something.
Okay. All right.
But I can't speak for the whole panel. Everybody should get a vote. Toxic is not in charge. Nadia is in charge.
I'm okay. I'm fine with that because the synopsis will probably spoil some of the things in the trailer, and I want to be surprised at first with the trailer. So I'm totally fine with that. Okay. Chat, warning, we are going to watch the Stranger Things season 5 trailer. So we are starting the trailer. I'm going to give a countdown of 5, 4. I don't know how well it's going to play, by the way, because it's YouTube. 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
I think about that night all the time. The night it came for you.
Okay, so we're getting a bunch of flashbacks. I'm stopping as we go so we don't get hit. So
No, yeah. Will looks to be about 45, give or take. He looks to be about Joyce's age.
Tonight. All of this started.
all right, more flashbacks.
Dude,
Where's the new shit?
They're doing the end game thing. It's just going to be nothing but flashbacks.
Although let's remember, this is just like the title says, it's a date announcement, so it's not even like true like season 5 trailer.
That's true.
This is just hype moments and aura.
Yeah, do you remember the hype around Endgame when those teasers were coming out and it was just nothing but flashbacks? It was just it was
Iron Man 1 and Thor and all that stuff. Bro.
Everything changed.
This is just spoilers for Toonie.
We failed.
Not yet. It's not.
It's literally.
No, don't look at it.
Okay. No, I didn't see the name on the gravestone. I didn't see exactly who it was.
That doesn't matter anyway.
Go for it,
season 4. I mean, it matters, but anyway.
But we need to be ready.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, that's here we go.
Okay, pause it for a second.
Yep.
Give it a gravelly
Well, that answers one question, doesn't it?
Not for me. I don't even know what that means. Are we all going to be available for New Year's Eve? I don't know. That might be a tricky one.
Well, we'll have time. We'll have to we'll scale it back like a week after the fact, so we have time to watch it and digest. It won't be like a night of.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Run!
I've seen that clip.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. They might have something tucked away.
Oh
in
yeah,
the back
they
there.
always do this.
Nope.
Oh
Nope.
Oh wow.
All right, so let me bring it back to where we get the new stuff. Okay.
Are we doing like frame by frame? Like,
Well, I figure I'd bring up the more important moments. I see somebody up here. Do you see the person up here?
Yep.
That's not Hopper, is it?
I mean, it could be.
I think Hopper was wearing something similar in one of those clips.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Hopper in his end of season 4 getup with his jacket.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is he
That
dead,
body
though?
looks pretty small.
It could just
Yeah,
be
but it's probably just a perspective thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would Hopper be up there and Joyce down there with the axe?
Maybe he's like impaled or something. Maybe I don't know. They've lured. Maybe like they've lured the group there by killing Hopper or something.
Yes, Max was there in the hospital
Yeah.
bed.
They had a one shot of her still in her coma.
Yeah.
So it looks like Joyce is going to be the forefront of some kind of battle, some kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they sort of play with the Joyce Hopper ship, and then she finds him dead, and then this is her being pissed off.
You know what? Let me pull up the synopsis. Let's do the synopsis. We'll come back to the trailer. Let's go there.
Nope.
So we'll do the official synopsis, and then I'll get to the first plot synopsis. So the official synopsis for the final season of Stranger Things is the fall of 1987. Hawkins is scared by the opening of the rifts, and our heroes are united by a single goal: find and kill Vecna. But he has vanished. His whereabouts and plans unknown. Complicating their mission, the government has placed the town under military quarantine and intensifies its hunt for 11. Forcing her back into hiding as the anniversary of Will's disappearance approaches, so does a heavy familiar dread. The final battle is looming, and with that, the darkness more powerful, more deadly than anything they've ever faced before. To end this nightmare, they'll need everyone, the full party, standing together one last time, like a D&D fucking campaign.
Don't split the party.
Don't split the fucking party, folks. And then we get let's see. Oh no, it's the same thing. Okay, I thought it was giving us the synopsis for episode 1. That's not it. Okay.
We don't have a episode title list yet, do we?
I don't think
they didn't
so. Let's
release
see.
that yet.
Episode 7, the death of Hopper.
Actually, I think they did a long time ago because I could have sworn one of them was called like
they
Escape
did.
Yeah, so we already have that.
The Crawl, the Vanishing of, and that's blank. The Turnbow Trap, Sorcerer, Shock Jock, Escape from Karmazult, something. The Bridge and the Right Side Up. Yeah,
I looked that one up back in the day. That's a D&D tie-in.
The missing name in The Vanishing of is likely Holly Wheeler. The first episode, The Crawl, was announced on Stranger Things Day back in 2022. So, interesting. All right, let me pull back the trailer on this one. So we have Joyce battle, something coming there. I would assume it's demi-dogs or demigorgons or something.
Could be something new too.
Didn't Hopper? No. Season 4, no.
Yeah.
No.
You know, I would like it if Joyce gets her moment to take revenge on the demi-dogs for Bob.
Yeah.
That would be a good. Yeah.
Revengeance for Bob.
She gets to go. She gets to go full Jane Wick on a pack of demi-dogs with an axe.
Yeah. Well, here we have the Wheelers. I assume that's the new actress for Holly Wheeler.
Yep.
So she goes. So wait. Pause. Okay.
I feel like someone hasn't watched all 4 seasons.
Yeah. I'm guessing Vecna comes back. Wow. Well, Vecna really wasn't defeated at the end, though. Our heroes lost at the end of season 4. They lost, yeah. I mean, they won having everybody together.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it one of those where like he had a plan to take over the town and that was thwarted, but he himself wasn't actually, like, he was delayed? One of those, like they delayed the inevitable.
Kinda.
They kicked the can down the road, but he still.
I don't think they really delayed anything. Everything that he wanted to happen pretty much happened. Like that whole turning it into a Hellmouth type thing. That happened. Yeah. That occurred. Like, they were out there standing there looking at it at the end of, and like I predicted, they pulled a quarantine on it.
Yeah, I did see that message as well. Yeah.
That's who's behind. That's who's behind her, because look at the color of the jacket or shirt wearing on the.
Good catch. Nose on Nation.
Yeah.
Is that the right? Did I say that right? I don't know if I said that right.
Nose Nation.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. So missing up. So my predictions is that Vecna probably kidnaps her to lure everybody out, or does something to that extent.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling.
Yeah. A little bit of a cop out. No offense.
There you go.
So here's the debate. Here's my take on Max. Max actually died because at the end, Toonie. At the end of season 4, when 11 tries to go into her mind, there's nothing there. So I think machines are keeping her alive, but I don't think she is actually there. I think they're going to probably pull an instance where, and I say this very lightly, 11 in a sense goes and finds her soul to bring back into the body. Is like the easiest way for me to explain it. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's not possible, is it? Because she's a ginger.
Well, you know what? Tune in November to find out.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll find out once and for all the bottom of this mystery.
There you go.
Yeah. So my thing is right now, I think Max is just her body is just being kept alive by machines, by whatever breathing machines and stuff she's in, but she's no longer there right now. But go back. So ginger. I was like, what the hell is that?
I didn't even know there was a ginger emote.
I didn't know either. The big reveal is Max dyed her hair and has a soul.
I don't think it works that way, but okay.
Yeah, but has anyone tried?
Ooh, so we get some Dustin and Steve action. Like in the upside down. They're children.
Oh,
okay.
You said it, not me.
They're teaming them back up, which is great because season 4 is. I don't like their season 4 relationship, to be honest. I don't like the forced rift between them.
Yeah. Well, Munson was standing in the way, but now he's out of the way, so they can get back.
He's still alive.
Well, I was going to say, Nadia, what do you think the odds are this camera flying up like that is our boy coming back as a conduit for Vecna or whatever?
He's not coming. He's not
as the Bat God.
So Chris, I'm going to steal Chris's theory. Chris's theory on this is Vecna was the boss, and Vecna's disappeared and stuff. But Eddie will come back as the dungeon master in a sense. Like one of the big baddies. I don't think that's how that's going to play out. I actually think Eddie probably survived in the Upside Down for the amount of time that's been 18 months, and he's going to somehow say like something's going to happen to them in the Upside Down. Last minute, we're going to think we're going to lose Dustin or Steve, and here comes Eddie, surviving in the Upside Down in some way. Because we never see a body. We've never
Nadia,
seen a body.
The big reason. Remember we were talking about that episode list and the one called Camazotz?
Yeah.
Well, Camazotz in D&D terms is a literal Bat God, and if we know how Eddie goes out, he's gonna come back as Bat God.
Yeah, he plays a guitar and wields a sword. There's no way he's dead. No, he's coming back.
I mean, if he wasn't doing Warfare and Fantastic Four, I'd say it's a possibility. But with those two movies being filmed at the same time that Stranger Things season 5 is, that seems highly unlikely.
I mean, he probably needs to be on set for a couple of days. He doesn't need to. He's probably not the whole time, and could have been in contract too before he was casted in the other two.
Yeah,
probably
there's ways around it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
also, Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret War, Untitled.
Doomsday and Secret War they started filming in the last week, maybe or two.
Untitled Ringo Starr biopic.
Well, I think a better argument would be that he was simultaneously in like Gladiator 2 while all this was going down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, if he's only going to be in an episode or two, it's not that long to be on set to be. And also, you have to look at it. It's how many years between season 4 and season 5, and they've been filming and stuff.
Well, since they did go to the trouble of bringing back other favorite fan characters that were killed off when they were only in one season, I guess your theory holds a lot of water.
Yeah, my theory holds water because we haven't seen a body. We've seen Barb's body. We've seen Bob's body. We've never seen an Eddie body. I've rewatched the ending of season 4 multiple times. We see him get attacked by bats, but we don't actually see him die, nor do we see a body. So
you know what? Let's put it in the pool. Is Eddie gonna show up? Yes or no? We'll put.
Yeah, you know what?
He could show up in a flashback. He could show up in a flashback, maybe.
In the flesh. Yeah. In the flesh.
We'll put it on a scale. We'll put it on a scale. We'll put like a yes or no. If yes, you have to answer: is it a flashback or is it as like a role, like an actual like?
I'll add flashback as a third option. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like, Is it some kind of ghost or something? Because in terms of like, would Eddie die? Okay, say he's alive. How? Like, there's not exactly food and water in the Upside Down. Like for him to survive.
Thank you, Blue. Thank
Well,
you.
it's this. Well, that's why I think the prevailing theory for all of us who say he is that he's going to be literally like possessing part of like the Vecna army instead.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but like,
He's
I think people,
alive.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, people think they're like, oh, Eddie's gonna come back like with a scraggly beard and like all like warriored out. Like there's no nutrients.
No, we're not saying.
Yeah,
well, we're not saying that. That's not what we're hinging this.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I'm saying he's going to somehow come back as something or something aligned with the Upside Down. But I don't think he's like fully dead. Like I don't think he's being harvested or anything like that. Like they were trying with Will in the first season. Y'all see, they look up and there might be something huge. They also, that could be the mind flare too, or they're looking at a huge hole.
That's what I'm saying. This camera angle is they're looking at something's looking down at them.
What about? I was gonna say, what about a huge hole with a mind flayer looking through it?
Well, I was gonna get into that because you had that whole shot of Will freaking out. Like I bet you anything the mind flayer makes it into the real world.
Well, I'll tell you what I think about that shot about Will freaking out. I actually am lending a lot more credence to Nadia's theory that Will might go out in a blaze of glory, because that's kind of what it looks like a little bit. I mean, it's just a theory. It's just a theory.
33:16 mark. Not Toxic said Nadia was right.
I said you might be right.
Clip it.
I'm just saying. I really, more thinking on it, I really think Will is going to be the one to sacrifice himself.
It's very possible. It's very possible. It is very, very
He's
possible.
always played the victim. He's always depended on other people to be there to save his ass. He's never had to stand up to be the hero. This is his shot to take control of the party and be the hero. So, I just...
Yeah, we will see.
So we have 11 freaking out, and that looks like Hopper next to her.
Oh, that's definitely Hopper.
Yeah, that's Hopper.
Straggly beard. And she's freaking out.
I'm still thinking that Dustin's on the chopping block, by the way.
Not my Dustin.
Yeah, it's one of those. You know, the less likely it seems, the more likely it feels. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nose Nation, I feel like the writers are in a really good position right now. They could say that her psychic ability and proximity to the Upside Down and all the toll it's taking on her is what aged her 20 years. That's why she looks the way that she does. They can do that. Nadia, you said you would not attack anybody's looks. You never said that I wasn't allowed to.
I would hope that my panel would be respectful of nobody's looks, but it's okay.
No, see,
right.
This is the law. That is Nadia. That's what we call the lawful evil. And
yeah,
I'll play.
You can blame it.
You only said
let me do it.
Get the loophole. The loophole is here. I only said I would. I didn't say anything.
Right.
About
him. I mean, you're like, Toxic. He's such a piece of shit. That's why they call him Toxic.
Zax, hold on, people. Imagine if Barb showed up and said, "I'm Eddie."
Based.
Eddie, you know what? I'm wearing the Hellfire. You know what?
Okay. I'm waiting for that scene. I'm waiting for it.
Okay, this was cool.
Yeah, this is going to be something.
So I pulled this up, and I thought this was an interesting thing. So let me clear this up. This is literally confirms what I've been talking about for ages, and this is Chief Jim Hop. So the Upside Down was indeed created as a limited snapshot of the right side up back in '83. This is pretty much our first look at what the edge end looks like. It's given aliens. 1986. This is beautifully disgusting. So this is a snapshot of it.
Do we know that that's the end of it?
No, we don't know.
No. Okay.
We don't know. And they said who's standing there, and they say Hopper and Al. I mean, take it for a grain of salt, right? But
I was gonna say my first thought was, this is what Steve and Dustin were looking at.
Dustin, yeah.
That's what I thought this was. So does that mean that the Upside Down just has like, it's like a map in a video game where there's just like an outer edge, just like walled off. You can't go further for like the edge of Hawkins or something.
You're assuming that this is the Upside Down and not.
That's what I was saying. Like
real world.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like, is this coming through the
invaded?
rift?
Yeah, the Upside Down has invaded the real world.
Yeah.
So I was just waiting for somebody to be like, it's a secreted resin. Yeah, but secreted from what? Anyone? No? Aliens? No?
I mean, my first thought was, this is coming through the rift as well.
Yeah.
But
Could be. It could be.
Where's the other one? All right. I'll get back to the trailer in a second because I wanted to pull up. I've got a Stranger Things season 5 teaser analysis thread that we'll go through once we get through this trailer. So, okay. All right. So that is one of the new characters. That's
the haircut.
Kid that I was like, there's a no. So
this character screams, "We have Barb at home."
Yikes! Wait, why is it okay? Why is it okay if Sketch does it? Why is it okay if he does it? But when I do it,
because I never do it.
It's a little kid.
Listen, toxic. It's not quality over quantity with me.
I think that kid was eating Barb.
Oh my god! Now, Blue, I've infected the whole panel, Nadia. I've infected the whole panel.
Christ, man.
We've been flayed by his toxicity.
Let me see who this guy. This is Jake Conley as Derek Turnbow. That's who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like here. This is Joyce in the background. I'm assuming this must be Jonathan.
And that's
Will.
Is that four-eyed girl? Is that the girlfriend of Dustin?
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I don't know who this is over here.
Nadia, we can't see your mouse if you're trying to point.
Oh,
to
sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know who's on the other side. That's
right.
Cut off.
Well, if you look on the kid, somebody's on the ground. I think it'd be a soldier or something. So I'm assuming.
That's a soldier. That's a soldier.
Yeah.
The little flat top transgender boy. He's got the multicolored outfit. Is he possibly the one that's in the top loft at
That's true.
At that other scene?
Yeah.
Is that possible?
That's a good point. It could be him too. Yeah.
Why are there so many multicolored, clothed people in this show?
That was sweaters
The
back
80s.
in the 80s, though.
That's just 80s.
I think a friend of mine had a sweater like that.
Yeah. So it looks like something's coming. I would assume this might be either the Mind Flayer, because if that's Joyce in the back, that's got to be Will. I thought it was Jonathan, but that's got to be.
Nadia, my friend that wore that sweater, he also got beat up a lot too.
This poor kid. Watch this poor kid grow up, and he's gonna be like some muscle bound, like
kids were mean in the 80s. Come on,
hot dude. You know.
Should be starring in the Jason Statham movies and
he's got to get through that pre-diabetes phase that he's in right now.
So you're telling me he has the little same. You're telling me he has the same character development as the kid from It, the fat kid from It. What's his name?
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Dan Hampscom. Yeah,
he's gonna grow up a model or something.
He's gonna grow up, and Bill Hader is gonna look at him and go, "Yeah, you're hot."
Yeah.
Yeah, like in Toxic, obviously you have a military background. He's showing how many fucking soldiers are on screen here. Like, what is coming up out of here?
Yeah, that's like they've got a platoon worth of soldiers.
Yeah.
Well, you've got a couple guys in the back. I don't know how close you can get that image. Probably not much more than what you're doing right now. So it looks like they've got a couple people who've already been wounded and they're being carried away. And then you've got this like secondary squad up close, guys with M16s, guys with MP5s. The guy over on the left hand of the screen, if you're facing the screen, has got a shotgun. And there's something that looks like it's created a doorway beneath their feet and it's trying to bang its way through. And I don't know if bullets are going to solve it, but I mean, I certainly can't make it much worse, I guess.
Isn't there a rift that opens up here shortly? Could it be that they're preparing for whatever's going to be?
I think every time that the floor panel pops up, you can see like the glowing red upside down lights coming through. So I assume it's just like another offshoot, like a branch of the rift.
Yeah. So here,
there's definitely something coming out of there too.
I was gonna say this is gonna be a Debbie Dog Horde scene 2.0, twice the double the dogs,
or it could be something just one big creature.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking Mind Flayer at first because it immediately shows Will screaming, "Run!"
That's interesting. I wonder if we're going to see different creatures now. We've seen the genetic weird looking bats.
I'd say they'd have to by season 5 because at this point you keep recycling the same shit. People are going to get bored. I think they have to add something new.
Not to mention the fact that in the last couple seasons, they've shown that they can kind of deal with the lower level, like the one Demi Gorgon was really difficult in season 1, but now
True.
we're in season 5, and they've kind of shown like, even Hopper took one down by himself, and then Murray took down 2 with a flamethrower, like that. So,
Mhm. They all kind of know.
That's a good point.
The bats were pretty good introduced in season 4 to keep
the
things
bats were
different.
the bats were definitely a challenge, just due to the fact that they're so small, so fast, and such a large amount. But and then of course we have the reason why we have Vecna, and we have no Vecna, the kid that he turned out to be, has got that weirdo imagination, and so basically he's like Freddy Krueger. Whatever monstrosities he can imagine, he can kind of create.
Well, sir, we're covering season 3 right now.
Yeah.
We're actually halfway through season 3. We stream every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, except for this upcoming Friday. We're just
Well, I think he was on Friday. This guy.
Mm-mm.
I think. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Now, as a nation, did you go under some other name on Friday? That was like a variation on this name.
Oh well.
Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Go ahead, Nadia. Wow.
Looking haircut, man.
Bro.
The haircut will stay for.
He looks like he's ready for his AARP card.
This is going to be interesting to see how they play out. It's only an 18-month difference between season 4 and season 5.
If it was me, I would, and I was the writer, I would do a throwaway line that like the energy being pulled from the upside down is like sucking the life out of all these people and making them look advanced past their years.
It's just like, everyone, I want you to look at Millie Bobby Brown. She's been smoking for how many years, that it's taken how many years off her life? Now magnify that by 20 and apply it to the whole town. That's our excuse.
Well, even based off the synopsis, they could have done a 5-year jump. They could have easily done a 5-year jump where Vecna went into hiding. Billy, 11 went into hiding just to help with the age. But also, we have to remember, this season was supposed to come out a while back, but because of the COVID and everything, strike productions and stuff, they had pushback. So they're doing what they have already had in production. No, this is the first time. Thank you for joining, man.
Yeah,
appreciate you. And it's cool that it's your background as my screen too. I think that I will definitely give you credit for that in the description. So very cool. So Will's freaking out. I'm telling you, Will is gonna die. That's my prediction.
It's looking like it. I need a little bit more of a push, and then I'm right there with you.
Hold on. Episode titles again. I want to look at the titles again.
Because it doesn't. Will's got a title in there that's attributed to him, right?
Sorcerer. I would assume, right?
It's not Will the Wise, is it?
No, Will's a.
Okay.
If the title is like episode 7, Will the Deceased, then I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I guess we know the answer to that one.
He's Will the Wizard, but the opposite of a wizard is normally a sorcerer.
Well, okay. D&D goes, wizard is like you get your information through knowledge. Sorcerer is you're just talented. Warlock is Cthulhu.
You made a deal. Yeah, you made a deal.
So Will's the wizard. Vecna is
the sorcerer.
Vecna is the sorcerer, and I guess you could say the mind flayer by proxy is Warlock patron.
Yeah.
So we probably won't see Vecna till episode 5 if he's the sorcerer.
Makes sense.
Or at least see he might be involved in things leading up to that point. But yeah.
What's in Chris Nadia when it says part 1, 2, and 3? Is this going to be 3 episodes, or is this broken up into 3 parts?
So it's 3 volumes.
Okay.
And then each volume is broken up into 3 different parts. Volume 1, I believe I said it had. Hold on, I want to make sure I'm getting my.
Was it 4 episodes?
I think it's 4 episodes. Volume 2 is 3 episodes, and Volume 1 is 1 episode. So volume
8 episodes then.
Yeah. So Volume 1 will have the Crawl, the Vanishing. We think it's Holly Wheeler, the Turnbow Trap, and the Sorcerer. And then Volume 2 will have Shock Jock, Escape from what's the word? Sketch.
Camazotz,
the Bridge, and then the last episode will be the Right Side Up.
Yeah.
Actually.
Sorry.
I was just saying, I just realized, what was that one? The Trap?
The Turnbow Trap.
That's
That's a D&D reference, I
that's
think.
the one. That one is the scene of them in the barn with Joyce with the axe. That's from that episode. Then.
Yeah.
You think so?
I think that's the trap.
Well, yeah, no, I was just gonna say, like, to my knowledge, like, because they did say some episodes will be like either 2 or 2.5 hours. So I'm assuming the final episode will be like a fucking movie in a sense, because it's gonna be like a big 2.5 hour episode, which is it's just one elongated episode.
So now take this for a grain of salt, but it says, Googling it, in Stranger Things Season 5, the Turnbow trap refers to the real estate company, the Turnbow Land Development and Realty, and their influence on the characters' decisions. Suggests the trap is related to the Upside Down, potentially involving a property owned by or connected to Turnbow. But where is Turnbow? So do we have another...
I guess they're probably going to tie into like one of the new characters they introduce.
Well, it is in Stranger Things wiki. I'm reading to see what is this. Is going to be the 3rd episode of the... it will premiere. Okay, it doesn't really give that much. So take it for a grain of salt. There's a... Okay, hold on. There's this. That's like a prop piece. So it could be related to what's going on with the rifts and stuff.
I wonder if that character... I wonder if like the guy in the red shirt is going to end up dead, and it's going to be like some Until Dawn type stuff with his jaw removed. Just because of the bit of the thing that's removed, like of the
no,
paper.
I don't think these are actual characters. This is just like a billboard or like a flyer for the company Turnbow. I don't think these are actual people that they've taken photos for.
It just seems like a very deliberately placed rip in the billboard. That it lines up with his jaw. I don't know. I'm getting Until Dawn vibes from.
I'm getting the exact same thing right now.
Yeah,
but yeah, so like that's that. Oh, sorry. It could be, you're right, Sketch, but it could be a Turnbow property that the trap is on.
Now that I know that it's actual like a property like set in the setting, that I think I'm wrong on this. I think you're correct.
Interesting. All right. Will needs to take a poo, apparently. I will say this trailer's okay, but Vex did a better opener.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the first half of this is just hype moments, and we have a better hype moments in Aura trailer. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I mean,
music's great.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Right?
Yeah, because the end game teaser did the same thing with like the rising crescendo, like right at the end of the title card at the end of the teaser.
Yeah.
That's definitely the vibe they're going for.
Well, last thing I want to pull up is this thread. So let me get that up and we'll talk about it. All right. Stranger Things teaser analysis by Lib Sty. I'll credit it in the description if everybody wants to. That's a powerful dump. I agree. Jacob, sorry. All right. So go ahead. Go ahead, Toonie.
I was gonna say, is it Lieb Sty or is it Lie Bestie? I don't know what's going on.
Lie Bestie, maybe. Lieb Sty.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's German. Lieb
Sty. Yeah. They said fan account. I love to make crazy theories. Non-English speaker. So this is just a crazy theory. So I thought pulling it up would help us discuss what we kind of think is going on. Give us some ideas, maybe. I haven't read through this yet. I just saw it and I was like, okay. So in the beginning, heart-to-heart, Joyce and Will at night, likely on top of the radio station. Think about that night all the time. Joyce's biggest trauma. Will is still alive, returned, but she's not recovered. Joyce's way of telling Will everyone has a scar in their soul.
Okay.
So I don't think there's any dispute about that. That's what happened.
I mean, so far, Will, I mean, since season 1, he's never fully healed from his trauma from being inside the Upside Down.
I mean, yeah, when you're like 10 years old and you get a massive Cthulhu thing shoved down your throat, I don't think you're healing from it.
Yeah.
No amount of healing potions are getting you through that.
That's makes me wonder what the finale is. It going to be that, will Will survive, or is it his fate now that no matter what happens, he's got to die, almost like with Frodo? Well, as soon as Frodo was fucking stabbed, he had to go off. He couldn't ever recover.
Yeah.
That's true. It'd be interesting. It's going to be interesting because I wonder how D&D this is going to play out, to be honest. And I need to read that comic that he was stuck in the Upside Down. I wonder if there's something relatable to there. I still have to read it. I haven't yet.
I really want to read it now too.
Yeah, they're definitely going to commit to the. They're definitely going to commit to the D&D bit. They're not going to deviate from that. That's like their whole selling point since season 1.
Maybe what we'll do, because we're going to be going now to episode a week, and we're still going to have a bit of a gap between the premiere and then when we end season 4. Maybe we'll dive a little bit into the comics too as well to get all-round view on this. But
maybe we should all have D&D characters.
Yeah, do you know I've never played D&D, but like I've kind of
neither have I. But I really want to be the court jester. Can I be the jester?
You could play a bard, yes.
Yes, you can play a bard. Yeah, that fits right. But hold on, a bard would fit blue too.
I do.
I feel like my knowledge is strictly to
we can have two bards in the same party. It's fine.
Sure. My knowledge of D&D is strictly to the 80s cartoon. So I feel like I'm the funny guy with the shield. And then blue collar can be the guy with the bow and arrow. And
a ranger.
All right, then you're the ranger.
Yeah, then Toonie Boy is of course the little barbarian because he's the youngest because he's the only one that's 12. And then we have Nadia. You can choose between the acrobat or the thief. I see you wearing the cloak of invisibility as the thief. I see that
I'm a really bad rogue, but it's one of my favorite classes to play.
Cool.
I'm very bad at it. Right. It's sketch notes. I'm very bad at it, but it's one of my favorite.
We can work on it.
Yeah, I know my English isn't great, so I'll take barbarian. But I mean, how little am I expected to be here? Because I'm just saying.
You're probably a halfling. I think.
You can play a dwarf. Be a dwarf fighter.
I'll take a dwarf. In Minecraft, all I love to do is just go on mining trips all the time. Yeah, I'd be a dwarf.
I bet there are Stranger Things campaigns, or at least people have created probably Stranger Things campaigns.
I used to see Facebook ads for like third-party like tabletop adaptations all the time. They're everywhere.
Maybe we'll play a one-shot. Maybe we can do something like that to fill the gap and stuff.
Slay a horde of demodogs.
Yeah. I could probably DM. I've never DM'd, but DMing a Stranger Things one shot should be good.
Yeah. Don't worry, Nadia. I've DM'd plenty of times. I can handle this.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah. Maybe we'll figure it out after we finish season 4's watch through. See how long of a gamp.
I can't pay.
I'm sorry. I got distracted by Zax's. I'll take a dwarf.
I'll take a dwarf. There you go.
But yeah, maybe we'll play a one shot. That'd be kind of fun in the Stranger Things realm of like
we can make
world. It'll work.
We'll make it happen.
Yeah.
Nobody tosses a dwarf.
The night it came for you, Joyce and Jonathan weren't home that night. The biggest regret of Joyce and Jonathan, they both surely think if I was home that night, would something change? Joyce's way of telling Will, everyone has something, some regret in their life, which is true. That's true. Jonathan already said it in his way that Will can come to him at any time because whatever Will is going to tell him won't change their sibling bond and his love for him. Now Will is obviously going to come out to Joyce after Joyce sharing her secrets with him. Do you think we're going to get a coming out moment for season 5 for Will?
I mean, we might as well. I guess we all have to act surprised or like...
Has he not actually done that with
no.
Jonathan and Joyce yet? No.
Jonathan's the closest thing, and it's not even... It's always alluded to in their conversations, but he's never come out straight out and said, "Hey, I'm gay." Yeah,
I was gonna say you can't come out straight, can he? But
it's always been a subtext thing. They haven't gone the full 9 yards with it yet.
Yeah, but my favorite line was from season 1 where Joyce was explaining his disappearance. She's like, "Lorna used to think he was queer. Used to call him and then obviously I can't say it. And then Harbour just looks at her and just goes, "Is he?" And she goes, "He's missing, is what he is." I love it.
Based Hopper. I love Hopper.
The night all of it started, everything changed. The opening of the Mother Gate, the vanishing of Will Byers, the spreading of the Upside Down, the beginning of Mike and Elle's relationship. Will's life turned upside down.
I'll take a moment just sitting right there till I became the prince of a town called the Upside Down. It doesn't work out. We'll workshop it.
The night it all started, we failed Vecna to 11. You think you won, but your friends have already lost. He is missing Hopper, Joyce season 1. And Billy's real name is William. I don't know where that theory is.
Why,
Everyone knows
dude? That's not a revelation. Everyone named Billy is named William. That's literally the shortened version of William is Billy.
Yeah.
I think the fact that this account doesn't speak English first is coming through on that post. Yeah.
Cultural divide.
But we need to be ready to win. 11 is not enough. A teamwork is a must. But that's a D&D thing. You always need the party for the final boss.
Yeah, and that's what even with season one has the problem they'll have eventually 4 or 5 seasons in. You can't have one character being the only powerhouse, and she's only one person. She's a human girl. She's not she's not God.
Well, since we are off of the embargo of spoilers, did you guys not feel that in the end of season 4 that they really did a campaign and they came because they had they were attacking Vecna on multiple fronts in order to make that work?
But in D&D, that wouldn't work because the number one rule of D&D is not to split the party. And it works in the subtense of the Stranger Things world because we've always had the group split up since season 2. Yeah. And that works. But in D&D terms, the Dungeon Master would have fucked them all up.
I think the rule about don't split the party has more so to do with everything like leading up to the finale. Because like trying to juggle where everyone is at the same time is a pain in the ass. You can kind of get away with doing it in big fights where it's like everyone kind of has like their enemy who they're supposed to be fighting. If you don't just have like the one big bad evil guy that they're all focusing on. So season 2 is a good example of this. Like, yes, the parties they're kind of split at the end after they came back together, but they're all doing like different things that are supposed to tie into one another.
I was gonna say, I think splitting the party is probably. It doesn't mean they're all in different locations. I think it's all they're all focused on the same objective. Like they've all coordinated their efforts to defeat this evil force. Like they might not all be in the same location, but they're all planning their efforts at the same time.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's usually how things are done in really good storytelling. Is that you have the multiple entities. It's like the attack on Endor. The crew had to get down the shield. The other team had to take down the stormtroopers and the AT-ATs, and then you had the sky battle, and then Luke fighting the Emperor all at once. So,
it's like if any part of it happened like out of sequence, out of timing, it all would have collapsed. Which is basically the whole stakes of that battle is that it almost did happen out of timing.
Sidebar, and that's basic military strategy too. Is to do a complex attack on multiple fronts simultaneously with different objectives. By the way, Zax has a based comment down here. If he came out straight, that would be wouldn't that be amazing? And then they're like, "Will, we know it's okay," and he's just like, "No, I really like girls." But
Nadia, I propose we play for Mad Cash in the pool with the is Will straight or gay. We make if you answer yes, if you answering yes is worth like 100 points, whereas everything else is worth like 5. Make that be like the all in.
Man, I'm sorry, but I'm the opposite. Will's always been gay. It's always been a subtext.
Put your money where you're about this. Put it in the pool.
I will, and I will win the pool. But I think we should have a pool of which characters will die. I'm
down for that. I'm down for that.
So I have to figure it out.
I can set up a spreadsheet. We can discuss.
We could call it
later.
We could call it a dead pool. A dead pool.
From the farm, the lights are flickering as if a upside down creature is coming at them, but I find it off that Will and Robin don't move at all. Oh, that's Robin in the back.
Oh.
Okay. Could this be Joyce's vision?
I don't
think so.
Would Joyce be acting this way in her own vision? I feel like
I think it more likely that those other people are in that possessed form that Vecna does to people, and Joyce is not, and so they are all like stuck in that weird thing he does where he's in hyperstasis, and then she goes after him with the axe because she's the only one that's got her free will still.
So what they did to Nancy in the last season?
Yeah, and Max and the cheerleader girl.
Yep.
I take it back. If there's a Will, there's a gay. I like that. That's pretty good.
But that doesn't mean that he's the gay. That could just mean that there's another gay.
My honest reaction to this information.
The science teacher is a goner. It's amazing how 1-0 can change that sentence.
From the Wheeler's house, R.I.P. Ted Wheeler. You would have had fried chicken. Holly's gonna be so traumatized. Is Ted gonna die?
I fucking hope so. God, I hope so.
Oh, that's a good one.
He's gonna be the one that survives. I'm calling it.
It's gonna be like the new character.
It's gonna be the equivalent to like the Smash Bros. Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing. Mr. Wheeler survives by doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he's just busy buttering his corn and fucking saying that the meatloaf.
Yeah, he's just twirling a piece of chicken on his fork.
He's gonna pull a Eustace Bags like, no sir, not getting out of this chair.
R.I.P. Max Bones looked recovered, but her soul is still trapped in Vecna's mind lair. That's why she's not awake yet. Lucas is still waiting for her as real love endgame material. Yeah, kind of agree on this.
This is what we were talking about earlier. Elle's gonna have to go bring her soul back from whatever purgatory she's stuck in.
Yeah, because it was pretty dark at the end of season 4 with not being able to find her in there at all.
Yeah,
not at all. So, Steve and Dustin, they're likely at Hawkins National Lab in the Upside Down, but it seems like they found somewhere top secret. Why did they exclude Janice, though? And isn't Janice... Who's Janice?
I think, is that one of the new characters?
I'm pulling up right now. Oh, Janice is the shipping between Jonathan and Nancy. They call it Janice.
Oh, that's what they call that? Ew.
Yeah. Janice.
You know what?
Blech.
You know what? This just solidifies the fact. I think Steve gonna die. He's gonna sacrifice himself.
Not King Steve.
It's gonna be Steve. Steve's dying. The internet shippers want their way. They're gonna give it to him.
I don't think so. I don't think Steve is gonna die. It makes no sense for Steve to die, though.
See, I'm not saying no. He's gonna die, but it's not gonna be like he just gets killed off. He's gonna be the one who makes like one of those save the sacrifice. Yeah.
No.
I think
it's Will.
I think there's multiple sacrifices. I think it's Steve and Will are both making sacrifices.
What's up, Rachel? Maybe I don't see it though. Like it doesn't to me. Steve's a character that he's too much on this. I don't know.
Maybe
it doesn't make sense.
He is going to get back together with Walk 'em Down Wheeler, and they're gonna live happily ever after, and they're gonna have kids with beautiful hair that are just unfortunately too skinny.
Or kind of like Toxic said, he's going to get back with Nancy and then die.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna give us the tender moment between Nancy and him, knowing like, okay, everything's gonna be okay. These two are gonna end up together, and then KO.
Yeah. Maybe. I was gonna say like maybe if Will's gonna try and sacrifice himself, Jonathan's either gonna try and stop him, and or no, Jonathan's gonna try and sacrifice himself with him to like help him or something because Will's not gonna be enough. And then
I mean, as long as I get a good, Will and Mike kiss goodbye before Will, then I'm happy.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Jonathan's trying to sacrifice himself as well because Will's not enough or something, and then Steve is the one that takes his place or something.
Eddie is not coming back, guys. Guys gotta accept.
Eddie is coming back. We talked about this earlier. I agree with Sketch. He's gonna come back as some. He's gonna be
the warlock. I'm telling you, he's the warlock of the D&D crew here.
Rachel, I believe Eddie's coming back. I believe he's coming back in some way, some form.
Do you believe it enough to bet? Do you believe it enough to bet?
I do. I do believe it enough to bet.
We will.
Okay. $100 all in.
Oh, okay.
$100? What do you think I'm made of?
Sir.
I don't know. You live in Vegas. I mean, I don't know. You spend $120 on like 40X tickets for you and the husband. I don't know. I don't do that.
That's not $120, but
that's pretty close.
If you don't have kids, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't have kids either. All adults.
I miss 40.
Listen, even at 35, I still hit my dad up sometimes.
Fair enough. Okay. So, fair enough. All right.
Hopper and Elle. I don't know why I said Ellie. Elle's nose is bleeding, which means she used her power. take it with a grain of salt, but Hopper might be saying we have to get out. The building seems to be collapsing, earthquake vibes, but Elle fell off on knees. Is just really screaming or bawling, and this could be a death of somebody. But I think they're at the military base that we see earlier.
It looks like that previous scene with the military base. So I think it's her trying to use her powers, shut down, and she's just getting overwhelmed. Either that or Hopper just said he saw the Drake tape, and I don't really know.
Oh,
was Eddie ripped apart in his death, or did I miss something? He was attacked by bats, but we've never seen a body. We've only seen Barb's and Bob's body, so we've never actually confirmed he's dead. So I believe he's going to come back in some form.
Even
listen, I hope so too.
Even if he does get torn apart, Vecna and everyone else will just Frankenstein him back together.
In some way, some form, I think we're going to... Also, because Eddie was such a fan favorite, they didn't expect him to be such a fan favorite. Yeah. I think we're getting something. Yeah. Something in a sense.
I have a prediction for this scene with Elle here freaking out.
Sure.
Part of me, she's using her powers. I'm betting Vecna's trying to get in her mind and control her for a little bit. Or something's trying to possess her during this. Holding her head like that, that's the look of someone trying to fight off mind control,
like an eldritch god kind of thing. Maybe she's gone in, maybe she's tried to enter Vecna's mind to try to take back Max, and Vecna's just kicked her right back out. Maybe that's what's happened. Or Vecna's tried to reverse the connection and try to take Elle's mind. Something like that.
By the way,
is Sammy a new viewer, or is he
Sammy follows me on Twitter, and I think he's been in before, but I'm a little concerned how season 5 might end, especially if or who the main cast might be killed off towards the end. I think it's Will, but here we are. Vecna is going to play with Dustin and have him see Eddie. In my eyes, that's the only reason they can show Eddie. That could be it too. So the poll right now we have up is Eddie alive? And so far, out of 38 votes, 55% said yes, 24% said no, 21% only said in flashback. I'm too, bro. You and I.
That's one thing I'm worried about. Or I'm curious about. Are they going to have it where the show ends with the kids going back to the roots, where they're sitting down playing Dungeons and Dragons, or will one of them be sacrificed?
Wouldn't that be creepy? If similar to this, like you said, Blue, but mixed with what Rachel just asked, what if they go back and they're kids again, and this has just been a D&D campaign this entire time?
That would be hilarious.
Oh no!
That would be the biggest fuck you to the fans.
I would die. I would probably keel over from laughter if that actually happens. It'd be like, wow.
Something Dion just said about
totally die. I agree.
What Dion just said about 11 dying. I think that 11's because we showed that her powers can burn out. I think eventually her powers do need to burn out, because if she keeps getting stronger and stronger, once there's nothing left to fight, then what does she do now as a kid? Does she just have these supernatural psychic powers the rest of her life and just lives a normal mom, 9 to 5 mom life with what's his name, Mike and kids? I see her, she's got to just burn out of her powers and go back to being a regular human.
Seeing people, there's my man is paranoid that we get another Game of Thrones ending. I did put a new poll up because everybody thinks
if that was Game of Thrones, then 11 would snap and kill everybody else.
Yeah,
that's true.
You misspelled 11. You should have just put the numbers.
Oh, whatever. I was typing real fast. Who will die in season 5? Will, 11, Steve, or no one? So far, out of 10 votes, Will at 70%, 11 at 20, Steve at 10. So you know what? We'll have a poll. We'll have a pool. Maybe we'll open it up too. We'll see.
We'll make a publicly available version. Make your own play along.
If the entire thing was nothing more than the D&D campaign, I'm telling you, man, that'd be awesome. First of all, they would have to CGI the kids back to which will look.
Yeah. I think you overestimate the uniqueness of It Was All a Dream, because that's been done many times and it's never been received well.
Yeah.
At all.
Not even it's a dream. I'm saying they're not asleep. I'm saying that we are actually watching the campaign being played.
I know, but it's the TV trope is called It Was All a Dream. It's a trope.
Yeah.
It's the same spirit of the thing.
Yeah.
I wanted to vote for everyone. What if it ends with Vecna, Eddie, Bob, Billy playing D&D in the basement? Hey, could be.
Oh,
Yeah.
The chances of the show likely going down the same route as the finale of Game of Thrones seems very unlikely. Yeah, Hopper will die.
Yeah.
I don't think
Well,
so.
also-
We've already. Yeah, I don't think so.
Also, we're not in danger of going down the like HBO finale route because it's not HBO, so we can actually see what we're looking at for once.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. Good point.
yeah.
Would you think that Will is going to die by Vecna and the Mind Flayer? I think Will's going to
Mind Flayer.
First of all, thank you, Glenda, for showing up. Appreciate you. I think I haven't seen you in the chat. Welcome. I think Will is just going to sacrifice himself, and I think you're right, Sketch. I think it's against the Mind Flayer. I think we're going to get a battle against the Mind Flayer, and then the ultimate battle against Vecna.
See,
What's in-
in
I
D&D terms here, in D&D terms, during season 2, Will was forced to take what we call a multi-class for one level of Warlock, so he's gonna have to use that to fight off the Mind Flayer.
Let's try as a refresher when we start watching season 4. So when they introduce Vecna, so who now is the big bad? Is it Vecna or the Mind Flayer?
It's Vecna. It's Vecna.
Okay.
Mind
It's
Flayer
supposed
works
to be
for
Vecna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically,
Actually, Vecna was actually never supposed to exist. By
well,
the
no,
way.
yeah, we understood that.
Yeah.
But so that's what I'm saying. So right now, so it's like Will's tied into the Mind Flayer, but then Eleven's tied to Vecna. But then how can Will beat the Mind Flayer? Like, I mean, at least Vecna is like a being you can like touch, you can shoot at him. The Mind Flayer is a big smoke god. Like, how the fuck do you fight it? You know, it's like this is
I'll tell you how he does it. He takes the Mind Flayer completely into himself, like possessed, and he kills himself or something in this. Sorry, YouTube.
Now that
Unalives
would be
himself.
really dope, like Exorcist 3 Legion,
honestly,
where he pulls the evil into himself, and then one of the people
that
either
may work. Yeah.
Either Nancy or Hopper has to put him down.
Yeah.
While he's still absorbed.
Because you look at the show so far, the only thing they've done is the upside down. They keep closing the portals, but there's nothing that obviously that can only happen for so long. But so far, the Mind Flayer, I mean, we've shown you can kill demidogs, you can kill demigorgons, you can even kill Vecna, but the Mind Flayer is there's no way to fight it.
Well, Will is definitely not dying. Makes no sense. If someone deserves to have a happy ending, it's him and Elle. That's so. My theory on this is, I understand where Sarah. Thank you for being here. I think you're new as well. My theory is the reason why Will is going to die is he has always been the victim, and he's always been kind of dependent on other people to save him in a sense. Yeah. And I think he's going to sacrifice himself as the hero to save his friends. That's why I think it is.
And it's all a matter of perspective, isn't it? Because I mean, whether or not you believe he deserves a happy ending, I mean, what better happy ending could you have in a story than sacrificing yourself for your friends and going out in a blaze of glory? Like, you know, everybody, that's why everybody loves Independence Day. And what's his name? You know, hello boys, I'm back.
Yeah,
Randy Quaid.
Thank you, Randy Quaid.
A couple more questions. Hold on, comments I want to get through. Why does the new kid characters getting so much hate? I think it's a good idea that we can see Erica and Holly have the same group of their own. I don't think they're getting much hate. I haven't seen much hate on the new characters. I don't know much about them. So it'd be, I think we'll know more when we get a actual trailer, like a full blown trailer than what we've gotten. I have a feeling Will team up with Vecna. That's another theory too, that he could be possessed easily. But again, I think it plays into the fact that he might snap out of it and sacrifice himself to save his friends. Let me go through. Is Karmita supposed to be a huge bat or the red 3-headed dragon in Will's drawing?
I don't know.
I'm wondering, like, the thing.
I don't know what Kamataz means.
If Will dies, it's like the show. I still think the show should end with them all playing D&D. But maybe they have to play like a D&D in honor of Will's death or sacrifice. But
maybe I'm sure D&D will show up at the very end in some form.
Yeah.
For our new chat, can you explain what this is again, Sketch?
Yeah, so Kamazats, from the little bit of research I have in old school D&D, is always referencing like some like massive like bat god deity. It is an antagonist force in old school like D&D books. So this specifically is referring to like bats. But you know, we really haven't seen like a dragon per se show up.
That's true.
They could always go all out with it.
A dragon. What Stranger Things character do you prefer, 11 or Max? I lean towards Max a little bit, towards at least season 3 and 4. What about you guys?
11's the original. I don't know.
I don't think I don't prefer one over. I think Max gets hated on undeserved, unjustified.
Yeah,
a little too much.
I mean,
I don't hate Max, but in terms of like I guess the team dynamic, I'd probably go 11 just because she's the original.
Yeah.
Plus
she has powers.
Yeah, I suppose it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, they're both party members.
Okay. Toxic, what do you got going on next? I saw that you got to jump off.
Tooney's joined my BTVS streams. Did a great job today, and still working on that Christine, the book versus the movie type thing. But I got a jam. I got real world stuff going on.
Yeah.
No worries. See you later, man.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, it's always fun predicting how the show could end, because it's like, but so it comes down to no matter what ending, it's like the Upside Down has to be destroyed permanently. These because after 5 seasons, every season is just a new portal. Now we have to find some way to permanently end the portal and access Upside Down.
Kamartaz is from The Wrinkle in Time. Kelly, nice to meet you as well. You're the first time chat I've seen as well. Guys, everybody who's new here, I appreciate you all coming through with your questions. I'm going through the comments as fast as I can. But if you are new here, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are doing a Stranger rewatch every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, except for this coming Friday. We are on season 3 right now. So we will be back on the 16th, I think, for season 3, episode 5. Rewatch, where we talk about June 11th, where we talk about the episode theories and stuff, and we're going to be doing this leading up to season 5. So welcome. Let's see owner of the Upside Down dog. I hope Holly and Dusty Buns dies. Oh, she's Glenn.
Oh wow. Well, that took a turn.
Yeah.
Don't take a look at your Deadpool predictions. Holy hell.
Yeah, I feel like we should go on.
Go ahead, Toonie. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I feel like we should be writing a lot of these predictions down, because surely one of them has got to be right.
We will.
We're going to do a pool. We're going to do a pool. Yeah.
We will discuss. We'll spend the next 2 weeks building the pool, and then we'll come back. We'll start the next stream with all right, here's our pool. Here's how we're allotting points, and here's our predictions.
Nadia, when did you start watching Stranger Things? I saw it for season 1 after it aired, a couple months after it was word of mouth. I really hope Lucas gets his time to shine this season. Yeah, Lucas has been an underwritten character the last 2 seasons, I agree. Regardless of how things might turn out with the show's finale. Okay. Robin and Nancy and Jonathan are not surviving. I can just tell. That's another prediction. Pretty good. Pretty cool. Sammy's here. What's up, Sammy? How's it going?
Hi, Sammy.
Regardless of the show finale, I'm hoping for an epilogue of the characters as adults, possibly in the 90s. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all of the age.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're gonna do a bring D&D in the end, they're gonna do it's on the anniversary of Will's death or something. The group all returns and plays D&D together.
Yeah, and there are people out there. Remember, it was the guy from who played Deathstroke, Joe Mantegna or something. Him and the chick from
he plays D&D too.
Yeah, they always get together. So the girl plays from True Blood and Daredevil plays Karen. They're all big D&D fans, and so people in 2025 are still playing D&D.
I'm so wondering if they're gonna go the distance and get the Critical Role guys to show up in cameos for that.
I mean, I've got a huge D20 right there. So I got my D&D books somewhere. 11 is forced to choose between destruction of her friends or the Eggo Waffle Factory. We're definitely going to get... Yeah, Sammy's sake, we are definitely going to get... I assume she said we're definitely going to get an epilogue. Okay. The idea of something like having maybe an epilogue, what happens to characters years later when they are separate ways, would be really interesting. Max is amazing. This answers our question from earlier. I've only seen season 1 and 2. Well, get to it, my friend. Catch up to season 3. Again, we're going to come back June 11th for episode 5 of season 3. So watch up to that point. Enjoy the stream in the chat. We're going to be discussing it. So, and season 4 is a pretty banger. So Max is gonna live because they wouldn't keep her alive just to kill her again. That's true. Girl, oh, another person. What's up? You guys are awesome. I appreciate you all. Molly, me too, Nods. I just started season 3. Spreadsheets are useful.
Yeah, it would be fun not if you do like make a tier system, like basically go over every character, like like live or die. Because I mean, I do want Joyce and Hopper. What if like Joyce has to die as a mother to save Will?
That's true. Yeah. What episode I love in season 5? I think you mean season 4. I don't know. You'll have to clarify how much blood is going to come from Eleven's nose this season. A lot. I don't know if Evil Dead 2013 a lot, but a lot. A lot. Oh my god! If Matthew Mercer appears in Street, so okay. Side story: I actually got to have gelato with Matthew Mercer.
Really?
Really cool. Yeah. So what happened was a couple years back, there's a big nerd convention in Chicago called C2E2. This is at the time where Critical Role was a big hit, and I don't think C2E2 realizes how big it was at the time. So Chris stood in line to get his stuff signed by Matthew Mercer because he also does voice acting for a bunch of video games he likes too as well. And Chris was like the second to last person. They pulled Matthew Mercer off to go do something and said he was going to come back. Never came back, right? And Chris stood in line for like 6 hours. So I tweeted at C2E2 and Matthew Mercer, and I was like, hey, man, like, that's, my husband's really bummed out about this, blah, blah, blah. Matthew Mercer messaged me. It's like, so we met up in LA because we were heading to LA in a couple of weeks, and we got to have gelato with him. And he is the sweetest guy ever. He's so sweet and nice. We just walked up and down one of the streets in LA with Matthew Mercer eating gelato. So there you go. That's my Matthew Mercer story. And Chris has a photo of him and Matthew Mercer somewhere.
That's pretty cool.
What's gelato?
Gelato is Italian ice cream. It's a lot creamier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was expecting everyone to just go, oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, it's gonna be one of those like how do you not know what gelato is? But no, okay, all right, fair enough.
And funny thing is, I've never watched Critical Role. I've seen the animation that they've done of their campaign. I personally can't watch people or listen to people play D&D. I love playing D&D so much. I'm a visual person. I need visuals. But Chris has listened. My husband has listened to Critical Role since the beginning. So when it was on Geek and Sundry, I think was the original. So do you think Dr. Brenner and Eleven's sister, Kaylee, the one-off in season 2, probably coming back? I don't know if Kaylee's maybe. They could be side characters, but I have a feeling the animation spinoff that they announced is probably going to be Kaylee's story.
Yeah, I think because they abandoned that whole side storyline, just pretend it never happened.
Yeah, that's why season 2 has that weird.
That'll be a fun side.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be a fun little side question for the Deadpool. Is like, will Callie and the crew come back for an episode? Will they make an appearance?
I think they will. I think we're gonna get probably a little bit of Easter egg nostalgia, kind of deal going on, but I don't think they're going to be a big part of the story. I think we're going to be focusing a lot on our main characters because with season 2 and 3, some of the characters are definitely underwritten in a couple of them. Lucas being one of them. They didn't know what to do with Jonathan after season 2. Hopper kind of goes up and down. So I think they're going to want to focus strongly on our main cast, especially for introducing a couple new characters. And I think Kaylee would be an interesting story for them to do for the animation spinoff, in my opinion. So
yeah.
Yeah. Legend of Vox Machina. That's the animation. Yeah. Eleven's sister might be a villain. True. That's another thing. Vecna could possess her too, as well. I'm curious to see if we're going to see other children from that have abilities come back, back. Have you guys seen the Stranger Things play? No, it's only playing in New York. I wish it was touring. I would totally be down to see it, but I hear there's spoilers for season 5 in it.
Oh, sure.
Well, I don't know if it's season 5 per se, but I know the play goes very heavily into like the relationship between Vecna and the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
Will
Byers screaming was insane in the trailer. Holly and Kaylin really look scared and terrified. Welcome, guys. Okay, so while there's new people in here, I do want to. I'm going to go through the title list again for everybody because we do have a title list for season 5. So episode 1 will be called The Crawl. Episode 2 is the vanishing of, and the theory is going to be the vanishing of Holly Wheeler. We don't have the full title yet. Episode 3 is going to be the Turbo Trap. So those are volume 1, right? I think. Yeah. Volume 1 is what? 4.
4. You said 4. 4.
4. Okay. Sorcerer. Sorcerer is the fourth one. And then volume 2 will be Shock Jock and Escape from Karma, whatever.
Camazotz. Camelot.
Yeah, whatever. And the Bridge. And then the last episode, which is volume 3, which releases on New Year's Eve, will be The Right Side Up. So release date is November 27th for volume 1. For volume 2, it's going to be December 25th. And then volume 3 is December 31st. So, yeah, this going to be pretty cool. Okay, moving on. So this is what we were talking about. Had to remove some parts of the triggering reviews. Hopper and Elle reached the end of the Upside Down. I don't know if this is Hopper and Elle, though. I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I still say Dustin and Steve.
I think so too. I think Holly is going to be tricked by Vecna, and then will vanish just like Will did. Just like Will did in season 1. I think they're going to use Holly. I think Vecna will use Holly as a trap to get everybody, because the synopsis is Elle is in hiding as well because the military wants to find her and utilize her. Hawkins is in a quarantine and Vecna has disappeared, and the team basically thinks the plot moving forward is they have to find Vecna to destroy Vecna to save Hawkins. So I think they're going to use Holly in a sense as a trap. What if they killed Max instead of Billy from season 3? Glenda, have you seen season 4?
Season 4 doesn't
Netflix
hit the same.
confirmed that's Hop and Elle. Oh, okay. Perfect. Thank you. Oh, Ed Texas Shows, another new person. Thank you, guys. Thank you for stopping in. You guys are awesome. Lunar, whose link are you looking for?
I think it might be mine. Do you want me to just post it myself? I didn't want to presume that.
Yeah, no, you can post it yourself. Yeah, you're fine.
No worries. Okay, dope. Yeah, I didn't just presume that.
I think Eddie's ending is perfectly bittersweet. I hope they leave it. I think he's still alive, man. I think he's still alive. But what if they had killed Max instead of Billy? This is an interesting question.
It would have been cool giving Billy almost like a redemption arc if he joins like the Steve team.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just can't see Billy turning an arc like that.
I can't either, but like maybe death of his sister would be enough to convince him otherwise. Who knows?
It would be a little silly if they did this, but I'm kind of expecting the Upside Down to be destroyed or permanently closed off in the finale. I think so too. I think that's what they're moving towards. Whatever the plot is this season, the reason to close the Upside Down, so that's the way to bring in the entire story full. Okay, let me pull it up again. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, guys, but we've got new people in here, and I want to make sure everybody knows what has all the information that they're looking for. So give me 1 second while I pull this up. We do have the synopsis for season 5. Here we go. So this is the official synopsis of it. I'll read it again. So we have the fall of 1987. Hawkins is scared by the opening of the rifts, and our heroes are united in a single goal: find and kill Vecna. It reads like a D&D campaign now, rereading this. But he has vanished, his whereabouts and plans unknown. Complicating their mission, the government has placed the town under military quarantine, and it intensifies its hunts for 11, forcing her back into hiding. As the anniversary of Will's disappearance approaches, so does the heavy familiar dread. The final battle is looming, and with it, the darkness more powerful, more deadly than anything they've faced before. To the end, this nightmare, they'll need everyone, the full party, standing together one last time. So yeah, this is reads like a D&D fucking campaign. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
One last time, one last ride.
One last ride.
Yep.
Nothing stronger than family.
Family.
Why they hate Will so bad throughout the seasons? I don't hate Will. I don't think Will is a bad character.
No, I think
No, it's talking about the writing. Like
Oh.
he thinks that he thinks that the showrunners hate Will because they keep making him like almost die every season,
Yeah.
putting him through hell.
Mhm.
I love the
Yeah.
person in chat, by the way. Vecna is defeated, but Hawkins gets bulldozed to build a new highway.
I think that's Will's character arc, is because at the end of season 1, he made it, but he's never been the same, and that could be he could be the beginning and the end of the show. Like so, Will could be.
He probably will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say? Nadia's right. I'm just saying.
Actually, it was
Just
Toxic that said that, right?
Yeah, I
Go
marked
back-
it down.
Nadia, go-
33, 10.
We're gonna go back and get the clip. We're gonna play it on repeat for super chats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
it
was
depends.
right. I was right.
It's either gonna be Will dies, or Will's been through so much he finally gets his peaceful ending where he defeats the Mind Flayer. Depends on if they want to go the happy ending or the depressed ending.
What do you think about Karen being Vecna's sister theory? I don't think so.
Vecna has
Yeah.
a sister.
No, it plays
Well,
into season 4.
There's a plot point in season 4 about that. We'll leave that one alone for you to discover later.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know what you're on. I know you're fine with spoilers, but I want you to experience Vecna
Yeah.
uninformed
Yeah.
as much as we can.
Yeah.
It's going to be a real heartbreaking season. Yeah. Again, my theory is Will's going to die. And it's because, like everybody's been saying, and what you said, Blue, he's the start of it. He's going to be the end of it. He's going to sacrifice himself either by intaking the Mind Flayer and then KOing himself in some way where he has to destroy himself to destroy the Mind Flayer because they have the connection, or something to do with Vecna in a sense. But maybe they have to destroy the Mind Flayer to weaken Vecna.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's so fun theorizing because, like you said, season one, Joyce is the reason that they got to Will in the first place. Joyce has a wouldn't it be tragic for a mother that she has to sacrifice herself to save her son, and that's the key. I mean, there's so many ways I can go with this.
What if Will doesn't die? Well, then they'll have their happy ending. But
That's
somebody,
what I'm wondering.
I think somebody's got to go. Somebody's got to go.
Yeah, people got to go definitely.
Oh yeah. What if Vecna sacrificed himself to save Will?
Nah,
That would make sense. I don't know. I don't know.
I think he's too evil of a villain. Like, there's no redemption arc for Vecna. He's pure evil.
I think Vecna is chaotic evil, in a sense where it's just pure evil. He's not lawful evil. He's not neutral. He's just the complete opposite end of it. And I think I don't see him, even if he was reverted back to his normal self of like where his beginning story, even as a child, he was evil too.
He's always been a sadistic bastard.
Yeah.
Like to the comment what Sammy just said, and that Sammy Sadik said, maybe because Will's been through, after 5 seasons, he's been through so fucking much. Finally, it's like he's been jerked around. We're like, now we're just going to end it where you get the happy ending. It depends on what they want to go for. That's what's curious about this.
Well, they even forgot his birthday in season 4.
Yeah, he's been
nobody. If anybody's watched the entire series, there's a particular episode that airs on the date in their world that is Will's birthday, and nobody acknowledges the fact that it's Will's birthday. So the fans even called him out to it. Jonathan and Nancy, or Steve and Nancy? I think Steve and Nancy. But again, I think Jonathan is a very underwritten character. I don't think they really knew what to do with him after season 2, in my opinion. What if 11 sacrifices herself for her friends? True, she could do this, but I really think she'll be there at the end. But I think it's Will that's going to be the one to go.
Yeah, that's it. I'll still say it now, and then we'll see that when the show ends. I think 11 ultimately has to permanently lose her powers, but I think her whole journey's been, the poor kid spent her first 10 years of her life in the lab. So it's like she's already been through enough. So her happy ending would just be being a normal kid, but also a kid that doesn't have powers anymore, because as she ages, it would get stronger. So you don't want to have her this overpowered, whatever Jean Grey allegory in her 20s.
Yeah. Well, I know, Sketch, you got to go here shortly. What do you have going on next?
We're going to take that little hiatus while I work on some stuff. Everyone's on there. Stranger Things is coming back into the zeitgeist, so I got to capitalize on this.
Nice.
That's all I got. That's all I got. I'm going to tag out and let Toxic sub in for me. Here you go, boy.
Thank you.
All right. Bye, Sketch. See you later.
Have fun, everyone. Bye.
He's changed his profile pic since he's been gone.
Yeah.
I'm on my cell phone now. I just got done fixing something, and now I'm in my car waiting to see if it stays fixed. But I've been listening the whole time. I hope that all these new people are from me sharing this stream in a bunch of different places. I hope that'd be pretty cool. But as I said in the chat, I let's get our girl to 1,000. She's almost at 1K. Let's get it up there, man. Subscribe if you're watching. All of her stuff is top tier, top quality horror stuff. All with Nadia.
Thanks, Toxic. I like this. Snape kills Dumbledore sketch. Very nice.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What happened if Stranger Things never existed?
That's
we wouldn't be here.
That's the twist of the show. That's the twist of the show. Once you hit the credits at the end, there are no credits, and it just kicks you out of Netflix, and you realize it's just not there.
This could happen. Kawaku. This could happen. What if Max remains in her coma and doesn't wake up? This could be a tragic ending for Max, where she's always in a coma, and Lucas has to be the one to take care of her. I mean, this could potentially happen. They could, if they really want to hit somebody in the gut with this. It could
go for maximum sadness, maximum tearjerker.
Yeah. Max, yeah.
Oh,
so we all got that.
So this one is from the military base. Will is either exhausted or injured. The one in the back by Joyce. Nancy vision seems to be happening. Dead soldiers are laying on the ground. You can see it in one in the background. That is true. Nancy had a vision in season 4, I believe, about this. So interesting. I think Max is going to wake up in season 5. Maybe towards the end or midway. Could be. My bet is that Max wakes up, but Vecna still has control over her and forces her to kill Will.
Ooh.
These are awesome, guys. Keep them coming. Keep them coming with your... I should see where that poll is. Give me a second. Let me see where that poll is.
Yeah, because no way Max is going to spend this entire 8 episodes just stuck in a coma.
Yeah.
No, I don't see that. I think we won't see her till volume 2, to be honest, if they're going to play it out a little bit. But I don't see her up until the end. So who will die this season? So far, out of 32 votes, Will is 56%, 11 is at 22%, Steve at 9%, and no one at 12%. So
they're going to kill somebody. No one is. That's not
definitely.
They're going to kill somebody. They always kill somebody. It's just that they've been like letting the main characters, like Friendly Space Ninja said on his channel, the main characters, the main cast has like plot armor. So, it's although I was surprised to see what's her name? What's the Codebreaker chick, Maya Hawke's character? I was surprised because she became such a fan favorite. I kind of thought she might be the one that got off, but then of course they went for Eddie. So I mean, I don't know.
Glenda asks, do you guys think Will is going to have powers or not? I don't think so. I think if Will was to have powers, he would have had powers by now. I think he had backtrack. I think he has abilities to sense things because he's connected to the Upside Down, but I don't think he has powers. I think he just has like innocence.
Yeah, not in the sense. Yeah, not like in the sense of 11 and her sister type powers, but he may have an ability that links him to Vecna or Mind Flayer in such a way that we wind up with that hard call. I don't remember who came up with that idea. Was that you, Nadia, of him just getting offed by a main character that has to like suicide him, like take him out like Exorcist 3? Was that you that came up with that, or was that somebody else?
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah,
spoiler for Exorcist 3 from 35 years ago, but
where he intakes the Mind Flayer and either he has to unlive himself or they have to do some way in a sense of unliving him so that he destroys the Mind Flayer, weakens Vecna, and that way the final party can go up against Vecna. Twitter X account also said another shot of the same scene believes that it's Vecna coming through and believes the person in the back behind the soldiers on the right hand side. You see the person that's actually, and there's 2 people. I can see somebody holding them. That's actually Joyce with Will in the arms. So that could be it. That's interesting. Joyce sacrificing herself would be a little too much. Yeah, I don't think Joyce is on the kill list. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't even think Hopper is either. Just the way we've already kind of went through that emotional turmoil, which I'm trying to be very, very not allude too much to because Toonie hasn't been there yet. So
I don't mind if it's the kind of spoiler that would get me intrigued in the series. I definitely don't mind. And even an alternative to that, I'm not gonna what's the word? I'm not gonna block you off for that. I mean, I haven't watched it. That's my fault.
And this image right here in this one, this is from the play. I believe. Yeah, it is. It's from the play that's being played. So the light is not flickering. The lights are off. It's full darkness, shadow, mind flyer in the area. And what he's comparing it to is this is from season 1, season 2.
Yeah.
Or season 2, episode season 2. That's season 2 on top. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not season 1. That's where yeah. So I think we're in for a lot of theories, guys. I think this is going to be an interesting season finale. I hope they don't Dexter it. So Will's connected to Vecna. So kill Vecna, he will have to unlive himself. No, so what I think, Will is not connected to Vecna. Will is connected to the Mind Flayer.
Yeah, I agree.
11 is connected to Vecna. That's what Blue said earlier. So I think what Will has to do is you got to take out the Mind Flayer because he's like the sub boss to get to the big boss. That's my theory. Yeah. To be honest, I feel Jonathan would definitely sacrifice himself so Will could live. Yeah, but I don't. But again, the reason why I think Will's going to go again back to it is Will has always been the one to depend on somebody to save him or has been the victim. So I think this is Will's, in a sense, time to shine, to step up and be the hero. So
I think it's very
Mike should die.
I think it's very plausible that they're going to pull The Walking Dead and we're going to spend all summer and late post summer pontificating on who's going to die, and then it winds up being multiple people die, like we did the summer of 2016, I think it was, where everybody was trying to figure out who Negan killed, and then it wound up being multiple people. I think that's kind of what we're looking at.
And they filmed the fake death scene. Don't forget that.
Rachel
I didn't know that.
Oh, right, okay.
So nicely, if I could play the Stranger Things intro music for the rest of the stream. I can't play for the rest of the stream, but I'll play it right now. The intro is what plays during our rewatch stream, and it was done by Vex Electronica. She edits all my intros and outros, and she is up for hire, just FYI. She's always linked in the description to her YouTube channel, but I will play it because some of you guys are new and you haven't seen it. It's about 44 seconds, so buckle in. And big shout out to my girl because I only think has seen season 1. So she just kind of put that together on the fly. So she did really well. She does she's great. Anyway, that's all I have for Stranger Things, guys. It's going to be an exciting season 5. Again, just a reminder to everybody, we are doing a rewatch session stream every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, except for this Friday. I know. I'm sorry. I'm traveling. We will be back June 11th for Stranger Things Season 3, Episode 5. So join us then. We're going to be discussing that, and we're going to continue to do an episode per week leading up to Season 5. With the gap between what will probably end when Season 4 and Season 5, we'll do some fun stuff. We'll maybe dive into the comics. Just if everybody doesn't know this, there is a comic book that at least follows Will's side of the story for season 1. I highly recommend picking it up. I haven't read it. I don't know why I'm recommending it, but give it a try. And then we will put a poll together. Yeah, we'll put a poll together or pool together of characters dying. So we'll make it really fun. If you guys are still in the chat, you're going to be redirected over to Diabolical Souls for Late Night with the Gooch and the Gang. I don't know if they've started yet. If not, just hang around there.
A couple more hours.
I think they start at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is
it keeps changing.
15 minutes.
used to be like 11. It was 8. And it's like I'll check his thing.
I think it's so. I'm gonna end the poll so everybody thinks Will's gonna die. And I marked the time that I said, "Hey, I was right. Toxic Hulpy, right?" So
okay, if we're gonna do that, can we also mark the time when I said Sinners was gonna do as good as it has done, and you laughed at me and said, "There's no way, man." Can we do that?
That was not me. I'm a big fan of Sinners. That wasn't me. I think you're mixing me up with somebody else. Yeah,
right.
Sorry. So you guys will be redirected over there. If you end up in the chat, just tell them Nadia sent you. If you could. If you're new here, again, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I'm working my way to 1K. I really appreciate you all. You guys, awesome chat. Was on fire. You guys had awesome questions. So when they get an actual official trailer, like if we get another trailer, we'll do another one of these. So that being said, Toonie, what do you got going on next?
So next is it is more Let's Play videos. No, tomorrow is the second to last episode of the SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom remaster or rehydrated. I eventually got around to finishing that, so all those videos are recorded. I'll try and keep this one brief. I won't ramble on too long. But yeah, I'm hoping to take off a few games pretty soon.
Very cool. Very cool. Blue, what do you got going on next?
Let's see. Tomorrow, Nick is doing Bloodsport, which is a good movie. Sammy's news tonight, and I'm just kind of been slowing down stuff just because of real life. And I might start doing shorts because videos are just taking too much time. So I'm just big kind of guesting like your stuff with Stranger Things and said Nick's stuff tomorrow. So I'm kind of just slowing down. That's all.
Very cool. Toxic, what do you got going on next?
Just to reiterate, we've been doing a Buffy Toxic retrospective, and I've managed to enlist Toonie Boy into it, and I thought he did great today, and we had a fun time. So we do that every Sunday, really super duper early, so I can accommodate our UK friends like Northern English Bastard and Critter Kingsford. And I'm doing a Consider the Source, which has been a while since I've done one, book versus film, and I'm going to do Carrie. Since I'm interested in a car that tries to kill you, like my car tried to kill me a month or so ago, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing.
Should do Maximum Overdrive. I mean, that's not a book, but yeah.
No, it is. No, it's a short. Well, it's a short story called Truck. So,
story.
I, you know what? I unabashedly do enjoy Maximum Overdrive. I think it's really cool.
I do too. Actually. As for myself, I've been putting these together. So. Tuesday is going to be a episode of Horror Tuesday. Back up. Tomorrow, which is not on this because it was a last minute add-on, Blue and I are going to be talking about Bring Her Back, which I just saw today. Ooh, that was heavy. So that's going to be tomorrow. I think we said 6 p.m. Eastern.
Oh yeah.
I think so. So we're going to be discussing that tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Tuesday is going to be Horror Tuesday, followed by the fact that I'm going to be on Sun and Shadow Cast talking about Freddy versus Jason. No show Thursday and Friday. Back to a normal schedule the following week. We've got the Vincent Price tier stream, which will be on that Tuesday. Chills and Thrills. I've been debating maybe doing a Channel Zero retro rewatch for Thursday. We're kind of got to see since we just ended The Last of Us to fill that in back and forth. But for Stranger Things, again, we're back on the 13th for season 3, episode 5. So join us. Members, if you are a member, you've got a members only chat stream on the 18th, and the members watch party will be Jaws on the 28th. Since it's, I think, the 50th anniversary happening right now for him. So thank you to my panel. Again, chat, you guys were fire. Thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you guys in the chat in the future. And again, if you are watching this on the rewatch, please do me a favor and leave a comment. You can tell me to go fuck myself. Really, honestly, that's fine. It helps with the algorithm on that note. So until then, as always, you guys know what to do. And tell Gooch I said hi. Stay spooky, y'all.